What's up, Unfazed crew? Ben and I decided to start vlogging more, just day in the life kind of stuff. We've seen a lot of other people do it. It seems to be a format that people like, so we figured, you guys can watch us take a dump or go to Taco Bell or whatever. But actually, this is the thing about me, and maybe Ben too, but I don't know, definitely me. I want to do stuff, but then I get too tired. I'm very lazy. Yeah, I really have been wanting to play shows for a while, like shows with my music, my original music. I've played piano for a lot of people in the Valley, but have yet to really, truly do my own thing and play my own music. So I begged and pleaded with the guy that used to book my friend that I played for, and I said, hey, please, can I play? And he let me. He was really nice, and he let me. And a few months ago, I played a show with my good friend Brandon, who plays guitar. And it went very well, and it was good for me, and I wanted to keep doing it. But and then, lo and behold, he offered another show, which is actually, it's Tuesday today, and it's this Friday, and I haven't practiced yet. So this is incentivizing my practice time. Yeah, that's why I've been spoiled by recording, because it is just like, you can make it exactly the way you want to, and then people can listen to it as many times as they want. Live stuff it takes a lot of work, and it doesn't necessarily always sound as good, so it's a lot more effort for, it feels like less return, at least in terms of the actual product, because you'd rather hear the professional recording than a live version more often than not. But yeah, so I gotta practice here. I really don't practice ever, but I gotta make sure I actually know these songs. And so it's essentially the same set as last time, and I actually posted my set on my music channel, my Emmett channel. I posted the show. I'm adding 2 songs to it to beef it up a little bit. It's at some arcade bar in Mesa, which is kind of cool, like a video game bar, I think. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, I gotta practice here. So watch me practice. This is actually helpful too, in a way. I've never recorded or let people watch me while I'm just practicing, so it might sound like shit a little bit because I haven't done this in a while. Cage in all this space, cage in all this space, horizons made this dream. Actually, I don't have good intonation. Intonation is when you can sort of find the note with your voice pretty readily. I don't have good intonation. I think it's maybe because I'm a pianist and we take for granted that we can just hit a key and it plays the exact right pitch. So sometimes I do have to cage in all this space, the horizons paint this dream. I have to pluck it out for myself on the keyboard here. I also write, the melodies I write are very angular because I write them all on the piano, so they're much harder to sing. They're not necessarily easily singable melodies, but yeah. Sometimes, if you're in choirs and stuff, your choir directors ask you to sing the melody on some neutral vowel like la 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 or something to just focus on the notes, to distill just the notes and leave out the words for now. So actually I might do that. Because when you add different vowels and stuff, it changes the feeling of hitting that note. Cage in all this space has so much more going on vocally than just la 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 la. That's way easier. But caged in all this space. But now I got it because I kind of felt it out. La 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 la. I forgot this part on the piano. Shoot. Monday, dig in the trenches. Next day, armor and steel. Dad's out mending the fences. Well, that'll be the siege of thieves. La 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 that part's so high. Your voice really does work like a muscle, and so I haven't been singing. It's like those higher notes I gotta like strain to hit them. So I really should be practicing. So thank you for being here, helping me practice. The other thing is, my friend Brandon, who's an amazing guitarist, and I'm grateful enough that he plays for me a lot. Plays on a lot of my, almost all my recordings actually. He played for me at the last show, and he is kind of a security blanket. Like just his presence up there with me is very comforting. But this show on this Friday, I don't have him. It's just a totally solo show, which doesn't technically change anything for me. Like I'm doing the exact same stuff, but like mentally, psychologically, it's just weird that I'm the only guy up there. All right, so this song I pretty much remember. Let's try it with the words now. Cage, hitting that first note is the hardest part of any song. I don't know why, at least for me. Cage. You're taught in choir to like kind of visualize it and hear it in your head before you go. So I gotta keep doing that. Out of my head. Caged. There's something about it, right? I can't get it right. Caged in all this space. Caged in all this space. And then space, I kind of. Yeah, I hit it weird. Caged in all this space. Caged in all this space. I gotta be gentler, that's the thing. Caged in all this space. The horizon's paint is chipping. 'Cause the old map painting breaks into flakes of sky that quickly whisk away across the floor, through the crack beneath the door, and out into a maze of the same. That's okay, 'cause his head is in the clouds. He won't wait for the, what is it? What's the chord? Head is in the clouds. He won't wait for the trumpets to sound. That two goes right into my falsetto. Trumpets two, trumpets two. Like that's when I have to do the head voice. So I gotta make that transition. His head is in the clouds. He won't wait for the trumpets to sound. He can see over the moon. He won't dance to the same old tune. And then up 1,000 armies come marching through. He'll fight them off from his English classroom. 1,000 ships come sail the clouds. He can captain the sky from his own buck eye. Okay. Yeah, this was pretty hard to sing, but I'll get back into it. This song I actually wrote when I was on one of my Gregory and the Hawk kicks. She's one of my favorite artists of all time, and she has a really good song called For the Best. It's actually the same key and everything. I totally like the verse of this is very much inspired by For the Best. How does that go? Oh, it's a beautiful song. Go look that song up, guys. For the Best, Gregory and the Hawk. Beautiful song. But yeah, I definitely, caged in all this space, the horizon's paint is chipping. There it is. But I mean, then I do some different things. Then I have that whole B section. When they dig in the trenches, that's so when they dig in the trenches. Next day, armor and steel. Dad's out mending the fences. That'll be the siege of thieves. Then key change, but he's free to roam around in a higher, so we're gonna work on that later. Oh, but then there's the end part. Dreams will abound. The only rule is yours. Fact you can shroud. So tell me what's in store when your head is in the clouds. Those two chords at the end are my favorite. Ooh, now we're not Gregory and the Hawk anymore. But the beginning is very much just Gregory and the Hawk. This is one of my personal favorite songs of mine. You Can't Look Down on Me, sung by the great Brianna Barnhart, amazing singer from University of Arizona. But now I'm singing it. I'll find you in a place that I know, in a world that only I see. Behind you, memories that you hold only as you go forward blindly. You're free. You'll find me in a house of my own, made of mortar and stone, packed tightly. Your signs all read that if luck's on your side, I might come out of hiding finally. Come and see. Your fingers start to curl. You grab it all too tightly. But if I could see the world, you can't look down on me. Your fingers start to curl because you grab it all too tightly. But if I could see the world, you can't look down on me. Your fingers start to curl because you grab it all too tightly. But if I could see the world, you can't look down on me. This video might get copyright claimed, but it would be my music if it does, so the money would come back to us anyway. One little cool thing about this song that I like a lot is the chords and the chorus don't line up with the words. So the melody of the chorus is your fingers start to curl, you're grabbing on too tightly. If I can see the world, you can't look down on me. So it's a normal 12-bar phrase, right? Like if your fingers start to curl too, you're grabbing on too tightly. If I can see the world, da-da-da-da-da. So it's just four measures, right? The chords though go 1, 2, 3. It's just 3. So it's just there's 3 measures of chord change under 4 measures of melody. So that ends up having this weird effect where the chords line up with the melody a different way each time. So like the first chord I start on is D for the, actually no, I think it's F sharp minor. So if I start the chord change on F sharp minor, your fingers start to curl, you're grabbing on too tightly. But if I can see the world, you can't look down on me. Second time, I'm gonna start on B flat minor, your fingers start to curl, different chord, you're grabbing on too tightly. But if I can see the world, you can't look down on me. And then I go to D, your fingers start to curl, D, you're grabbing on too tightly. But if I can see the world, you can't look down on me. Yeah, so the first time the chords start on F sharp minor. And then what was it, B minor? The next time. And then the third time we start on D. So it feels a little bit different every time, and I like that about it. I think it's kind of cool, actually. I didn't intend for that to happen, but it's the way it works sometimes. This one, this one's a fun one. This one has sort of a fancy piano thing, actually. I gotta practice that. It's supposed to be water droplets. It's called water flows. This one's pretty easy though. Figure out the timing on that. Sparkling bright in the sun. Why would you walk to the land from the dock or the pier when all of the milk and the honey you need is right here? Top note I'm trying to hit twice, the top key. That's what's messing me up. That's what's messing me up. Whew. Alright, so as a musician you gotta slow things down if you can't do it right. And then you get a little faster each time. I'll work on that later. Ooh, yeah, this was an older tune that actually, if you want some lore, I wrote this for Brianna Barnhart. I liked her a lot. You can't blame me. She's a great singer. So this song is actually about her. But this is when I was really into. My favorite song at the time was "Funny Valentine." My funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Right? Everyone knows the tune. Great, beautiful, beautiful song. And that has a chromatic bass line, which means it's inching down note by note, not skipping any. Which is a very cool sound, and so I do that with the beginning of this. Same bass line. But that's kind of where the inspiration. Well, that's where the inspiration ends. Literally, that's where the copying ends. But then the whole vibe is similar, I'd say. There I go with my angular melodies. Remember when, remember, remember when the outside like a virgin world to claim, and every song would sound so new. Now they all just sound the same. Do you recall? Gotta burp and stuff. That was before my show. That was the thing I was most afraid of, to be completely honest. I had like one beer and a little appetizer before the show, and I was like, that was a huge mistake. I'm gonna burp. All I had today was like an unseasoned chicken breast and like water, and fucking burping. So I can't be burping in the middle of my love song. Remember when blah. It's gonna happen one day though. It's gonna happen one day. All right, there is the bridge here I gotta make sure I know. As the music bars, as the music box creaks to a halt, we watch ourselves turn into stone. It doesn't seem though like much of our fault. It's only natural when you are alone. Here, when the sun doesn't shine as warm or as bright, and then what do I do there? I forgot the chord here. The chords are weird, but I like them. When the sun doesn't shine as warm or as bright, and the nights aren't as wonderfully magical. When the air doesn't smell as fresh or as sweet, it's gonna stare like those monotonous old. I forget the chords there. This is why I do this. Let's see if I can find them. It's always the most interesting chords that one forgets. Let's see. I have them somewhere. I sent them to Brandon. What is that? That's not what I want. Here it is. Okay. When the sun doesn't shine as warm or as bright, and the nights aren't as wonderfully magical. When the air doesn't smell as fresh or as sweet, here it is. It's gonna stare like those monotonous old madrigals. Ooh. I gotta pat myself on the back sometimes. That's a fucking incredible change. And then it goes, oh, what does it do? I shouldn't have gotten out of it. One more chord. Oh yeah, and then it just slides back into the original key. That's some good shit, man. I'm cool. I'm pretty good sometimes. It is a treat, like forgetting your stuff, because then you get to relearn it, and then you see it in a whole new light. And I forget the lyrics. When the sun doesn't shine as warm or as bright, and the nights aren't as wonderfully magical. When the air doesn't smell as fresh or as sweet, it's gone. I already forget it. It's gone. Good thing I'm practicing. Stare like those monotonous old madrigals. Okay, I just gotta practice that. Stare like those monotonous old madrigals. Stare like those monotonous old. What did I do that time? Something wrong. Stare like those monotonous old madrigals. There it is. Do you recall? Remember all the hopes we had, and no doubt our dreams come true. Do you recall the moment when we lost our grip on those things too? Alright, then the end, I do, this is the first time you actually hear a melody with the opening chords, the chromatic part. I've joked, only magic can bring it all back. Was I wrong? Gotta work on that. The spell is nice song, huh? Grave Mistake. This is the one I just most recently released. Probably not too bad because it's the freshest in my mind. Tell me, why is it we're stumbling through, knowing just what we want and just who, oftentimes willing it all to be, often still spoiling it so easy. The blinding eye of victory had promised me that I guess we're all a self-fulfilling prophecy. And I know I can forge ahead with all it takes, but maybe I made a grave mistake. Maybe I made a grave mistake. The thing I did with this one is kind of actually similar to You Can't Look Down on Me, where I have essentially the same melody over the top of different chords underneath every time. So the chorus, the last time it happens, there's 3 maybe I made a grave mistakes, and it's different chords each time. So the first one, maybe I made a grave mistake. That's in one key. Let me shift to a new key. Maybe I gotta work on that. Maybe I made a grave mistake. And then the third time, different. And then it resolves. Or maybe we're saved from more heartbreak. Essentially the same melodic line with a completely different key every time. This is kind of fun for me to try, and sometimes music is like a puzzle. I feel like I'm doing a master class now. Oh man. Oh yeah, okay. So here are the 2 songs I'm adding. I don't even know if I'm gonna remember the chords to this because this is actually very recent. No one's heard this yet. There's a place where tiny things like memories and golden strings are quietly and delicately spared. They're tucked away for rainy days and dreary dusks. I know they must reside there. Kept all sound on hallowed ground, that. That one's the first time it has that big ascending thing. It's in a higher key. That's the hardest part, actually, I think, of the whole night. Vocally, is making that work without feeling like I'm straining. And then this one is Tide of Time. I released this like a year ago now, almost. Let's see if I remember it. If we could stop the crashing of the waves that lap on shore, would you keep it all from pushing us all forth? And if we could turn the tide of time, I'd save ourselves the bore. On this constant haze adrift, we're far off. Phew, that's not right. Constant haze adrift, we're far off course. There you go. I'd lead another way. I think that I could. I'd find another place. I think that I could. And I'd dream another dream. I think that I could. We ought to be redeemed. I think that we could. Not the best, actually. Let's see. So let's turn the clocks all back an hour. Let's keep on winding it some more. What an enticing sense of power, knowing that we can be restored. Tougher than I remember. Toss your sorrows behind you. Keep your light on and I'll find you. So hop aboard. Obviously, I'll be pushing this stuff. I'm not gonna be singing it all meekly like that, but I don't want to push it right now. Which way will lead us to the fountain? This one's tough. Which way will bring us to the core? 3 days and I could climb a mountain. 4 days I wonder what's in store. Bridge, how will we fare when we're once again rife with the sting of everything? Think on that time when the time of your life was instead just miles ahead. Oh, take the lead. I can see it clearly. So just stay close to me, and I promise to you, this one's really hard, it will feel brand new. This one's definitely out of my repertoire, out of my voice, like we used to. Let's turn the clocks all back an hour. Let's keep on winding it some more. And again, I'll have to punch those high notes. I'll have to punch them, but I'm just getting my voice back, kind of, so I don't want to punch stuff yet. And then what an enticing sense of power, knowing that we can be restored. Which way will lead us to the fountain? Which way will bring us to the core? Last one. 3 days and I could climb a mountain. 4 days I wonder what's in store. which obviously this one's supposed to be a lot punchier. It's supposed to be like, you know, legs to the I'm punching it the whole time. But I just don't have the energy for that right now. Actually, I'm pretty tired. But so maybe for my vlog on like if I do a vlog, my next vlog will maybe be another. I don't. You guys want to see another practice? You'll want to see like something else. But the vlog after next maybe will be the performance, and we'll see how I do after 2 days. 2 days of rehearsal. Oh boy, I need to start. Looking ahead more. But hey, I did it, and I actually did it thanks to you guys, so thank you. And I hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned maybe a little bit. Maybe that was interesting insight, but most of it was just me dicking around here, fucking up, so remain unfazed. Thank you.